What's up, everybody? I'm going to do this. I'm going to let you know right off the bat there's going to be spoilers in this one. I don't normally do spoilers, but I feel like there's stuff I want to talk about in this in the new Star Wars movie, Rise of Skywalkers, that it's just you can't talk about this movie a little bit without spoiling it. And with what I want to talk about, there goes me stuttering again. But first off, let me off the bat and say I really did enjoy it. I liked the movie. It was good. But then there's parts of it that I obviously didn't like. And there's every movie, there's usually something that you can say, I don't really like that they did like that. But overall, like, they're closing out the story and it was watchable. It was way better than the last one, number 8, because obviously we all know about the problems that number 8 had with a different director. That whole casino scene, I just washed that out. We didn't need it at all. But they come back in this one. There's still stuff that I wish they would have tied up a little bit better. I like one of the things I wish they would have done more of is a couple more lightsaber scenes or Force. Like, I really don't feel like they used the Force that much in this movie. It could have been used a lot more. It feels like they didn't tie up some other loose ends. People were saying stuff in the movie that, like, if this is supposed to be the last one, unless they're gonna have a bunch of side stories. Which, I mean, we already know they're doing a bunch of side stories, but even if they're gonna continue some side stories off of this movie, we'll see. One of the other things is, we'll just jump right to the end right now. Like I said, this is spoilers. When Rey and Kylo Ren had that fight on the former Death Star, or the destroyed Death Star, I should say. That battle, I felt like, could have been a little bit more intense. But then at the end, Kylo, is there left wounded. Rey heals him because at this point they both feel the passing of Princess Leia. Now, that's the other thing. The way that was done, and I understand Carrie Fisher had already passed, but, like, it's just the leading up to that could have been a lot better. Like, all of a sudden she's like, time for me to go lie down and die and try to reach out to my son. I felt like if she had already died, and that's how he reached her, I felt like she should have, like, somehow, like how Luke reached out, while he was still alive. I feel like, she was already at that point where when she reached out to try to touch him for one last time, to turn back to the good side, turn back, get rid of your hate, get rid of all this Sith, and that's what made her die. Like, using that much force, using that much ability, and that's what did it. No, she dies, and then that's when they both feel it, and he was wounded at this point, and that's when Rey heals him. I felt like that could have been done a little differently. But then you have Han Solo comes back to talk to him. I feel like it would have been better. Nothing against Han Solo, nothing, or Harrison Ford, but I feel like that should have been Anakin Skywalker. I honestly feel like that should have been, because he was the whole time trying to impress Darth Vader. He wanted to be like Darth Vader. He wanted to be like his grandfather. They should have had Anakin. And I know people don't like Hayden Christensen. They hate on him for the other movies and this and that, whatever. Either way, he's a part of this saga. He was Anakin Skywalker. They should have had him come in as a Force ghost to talk to him. I feel like it would have made more sense. Because obviously we know he's a Force ghost because it happens at the end of the Return of the Jedi. So, like, he should have came back to speak with Kylo to make him get rid of that. Get rid of Kylo Ren and be Ben again. And I felt like that would have been a lot better. So then, that aside, the very last fight scene with Palpatine. First of all, the fact that Palpatine's back was great. The Dark Lord of the Sith. Love it. And I love the fact that you hear him laugh in the trailer. Right? You know he's going to be back. I only watched basically like the first trailer or something like that. I didn't want to watch a bunch of it. I heard they gave spoilers away, and that's why I'm kind of getting off I'm off board of watching a bunch of trailers. I can watch like the teaser trailer or maybe the first trailer and that's it. But right off the bat, they show Palpatine right off the bat, which was I thought was great. Like, we know he's going to be there, so why hide him out through the whole movie and have him just pop up at the end? That was great. I felt like that was the right move to bring him front and center right away. But that last fight scene, I just felt like, he showed how much power he has. Once he regenerated himself with from Ren and Ben, he was shooting up his lightning attack on the fleet that was trying to stop his fleet from launching. You know what I mean? Like, he was destroying these ships, and he was one guy on the ground just shooting out shitload of ships out of the sky. All that power. And then, he blows, he had blown Ben, he's Ben again, off the cliff, and I'm like, okay, if that's how they end him, that's stupid. But he ended up coming back. But so Ren uses the 2 lightsabers as he's shooting the lightning at her. And then that's when she hears the voices of all the past Jedi, which I absolutely loved. But what I felt like would have been better would have been, let me get that part. So she's using the 2 lightsabers, and she's shooting the lightning back at him, similar to how it happened with Mace Windu, and basically destroys him. Now, I feel like it was a little cheap. I feel like there could have been a better lightsaber battle than that, or a better battle. It could have been some kind of lightsaber battle or something. But this is how they ended it. Okay, but she's hearing the voices of the past Jedi, and they brought out. I got to look up everybody, but from what I understand, I was trying to listen for the voices. You for sure heard Samuel L. Jackson, Mace Windu. You heard Yoda. You heard, Mark Hamill, obviously, who is, Luke Skywalker. From what I understand, I didn't catch it, but I'll go back and look at this up afterwards. But from what I heard, Liam Neeson was there. Hayden Christensen was there. Even Freddie Prinze Jr., who played a Jedi in the what was it called? Star Wars Rebels. And then I haven't finished that series, but he plays a Jedi who survived the Clone Wars, and he's training Azareth. And I don't even, maybe Azareth's voice was there. I don't know at this point because I haven't finished the series. I know there's a sequel to that going on, but even his voice was there, and a couple other people that were in the Clone Wars. I wish instead of just the voices, they showed up behind her, because she has all thousands of years of Jedi, all the Jedi run through her, that they should have showed up behind her, standing with her. I felt like that would have been more powerful. I felt like it would have made the scene a lot better. Not like just a quick pop of their head while they're talking, but like them in general. Just they show up behind them. For a best example, if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, when Gohan fought Cell, and he had doing the one-armed Kamehameha wave, and Goku shows up behind him, kind of doing the same thing as him. He wasn't actually doing anything other than giving support to his son, but it was like his spirit was behind him, giving him strength. I felt like that would have been better if the Jedi had appeared behind her to give her strength, other than just giving her a voice. And it would have been great to see the Jedi of the past who have fallen because of Darth Sidious, who has this big master plan this whole time and everything. He knew everything that was going to happen, who basically did wipe out the Jedi. They're living through her, okay, and she could train a new generation of peacekeepers or whatever she's going to do, or whatever they're going to have her do, even though this is the last one probably with her. I'm pretty sure there'll be mentions of her later on. But that, they showed up to as a Force Ghost, an image or whatever, just to stand behind to show the unity of that the Jedi are still alive through her. I also kind of wish one other thing would have been that they brought in other Jedi that survived, because obviously we know that other Jedi survived. They were getting hunted down, and through the other side stories that there was ones that were in hiding that still lived. And I felt like it would have been a cool scene to see, in a certain battle scenes, that they had shown up, not necessarily in the final scene, but say at a different planet during a battle or something, when they're trying to get everything done, that they showed up and saying that there's still Jedi around. Maybe that would have been a little too much, but I still think that that whole thing at the end with them appearing in the back would have been great. So overall, I enjoyed the movie and it was good. It feels a lot better than what the last one was. But like I said, they I felt like they left a bunch of stuff to open. I don't know if they're completely done with Rey or not. Maybe they will bring her back in one of these other side stories as a character, just not the main character. And the thing that I question though is that the Jedi always have to keep the balance. There has to be evil with the good. There has to be good with the evil. The Sith, on the other hand, were trying to just wipe out all of good and just be them. But then there'd be no balance. So I would have to think that there's still some kind of Sith out there. So that there's some kind of evil out there. And Palpatine is such a brilliant villain that he had backup plans to backup plans to backup plans. So I have to think that he wasn't just working on Kylo Ren this whole time, that he has someone else back out there that's going to continue on to be, carry on the Sith or carry on some kind of evilness. Because like I said, it has to be good with evil. There has to be balance. You can't just have all good. You can't just have all evil. So I guess we'll see what happens later on. But I hope you check out the movie. Let me know what you guys think. Or if you've already seen the movie, you tell me what your thoughts were. That could have been this or that to change it up a little bit. And, real quick, I'm going to say the scene. People were talking about that scene with Chewie when the thing blew up and they thought Chewie was dead. I'm glad they didn't kill Chewie like that. Like, to have him go out like to me, that's like going out like a bitch. I got captured and my thing got blown up. No, let him go out like fighting or some other thing. That would have been more emotional. And I'm glad they didn't kill off Chewie. They have to have some base characters that made it throughout this whole thing. But yeah, anyways, let me know what you think. I'm done with this. And go check out my other reviews. And go check out the podcast, which is a paranormal podcast. I know I'm talking about movies on this, but that's what I do with my IGTV and my YouTube. So it'd be like that. I can do what I want because it's my channel. So I hope you enjoy it. Paranormal Pat, out. Deuces.